Yes?
Why aren't you talking about dildo schwaggens?
Because I'm talking about The Walking Dead. So that happened last night. Really not that bad. So how about that 90-minute episode? That was a good mid-season finale. I didn't see Olivia getting shot coming. Man, I don't even know where to start with this episode. It was just, I thought it was great all the way around. We do have a visitor coming in though. Come on, baby. A lot happened. I guarantee I'm going to miss some points. So the ones that stood out to me are what I'm going to talk about. We got to see a little bit more of Negan in the beginning with him cooking pasta for everyone and being super impatient with Rick not being back. He wasn't really apologetic or anything like he was in last week's episode where he hurt her feelings and he did apologize to Olivia and all that, but yeah, we didn't see that. He was more angry. And then when Rick finally came back, Rick really wanted to do something and stop them from hurting Aaron. But this was a great wrap up because they didn't leave us on a cliffhanger and leave us just angry, and they brought all 4 communities into play in this episode. So that's why it was really great. We saw a little bit of the kingdom, not much, but a little bit. We did see the wrap up of the hilltop at the end, which we'll get into at the end, because a lot happened there at the hilltop at the end. A lot just happened. You might not have realized it, but a lot is going to happen now, and that was the start of big things. We have the more or less bouncing back between Rick and Aaron and Negan and Alexandria. I knew what was coming with Spencer because that happens in the books. So it was kind of awesome, though. They did a really good job with it. I am surprised that Rosita shot at Negan. When Rosita pulls out the gun and fires and they cut to black, but you hear the gunshot, I honestly did not think she was shooting at Negan. I thought she was shooting at Spencer. They showed him dying, but you knew he was going to turn. And it took an awfully long time for him to turn, but they kind of got into this earlier on that people turn at different rates. Like it's not always instant. We saw this in the very first season when Andrea's sister Amy gets bit and dies. It takes her a really long time to turn. So with Spencer laying on the ground until pretty much all of Negan's men go away and he's there for, they don't really tell you the amount of time. It doesn't seem like a lot of time elapsed because the gunshot rings out while Rick's there, while he's helping Aaron. So it's pretty much from when Rick gets there until Rosita tries to kill Negan. But the play between Negan and Spencer was really good because they did a really good job, because Spencer really thought he was getting somewhere with Negan. But if you read the books, you knew that Spencer was pretty much done for. You knew he was going to get gutted because that happens. The zombie boat mode thing was awesome. I loved it. It's a great idea. They didn't show Rick and Aaron bringing any of the guns back, even though they didn't have any ammo. I don't know if they'll bring this back into play. I doubt they will, but now they know where there's firearms and they know where there's shell casings. Although now they lost their guy to make shells, they could potentially go back and get the guns that they left there, get the shell casings, and try to press their own ammo. They'll probably just go out and find more guns because, let's face it, there's probably millions of guns out there. There's way more guns out there than what Rick's group had, what the Sabres had, and then what the Sabres took off them. There's tons of guns. They're in Virginia. plenty of guns in Virginia and West Virginia, so and there's plenty of guns in Pennsylvania, which is right there, which is where I am, and there's tons of guns here. So there's plenty of firearms out there in the world for them to find and scavenge. Now, as I said in last week's, when the key went under the door, I was like 95% sure it was Jesus actually trying to help Daryl escape, and it wasn't just another trick, because Daryl looked up. Whether or not, I'm still not sure whether or not Daryl saw that it was Jesus on top of the truck, or if he just saw something. So it's still, I'm going to go ahead and guess that he saw Jesus, because when he looked up, he didn't really react surprised, even though he was about to beat a guy to death. Poor Fat Joey too, man. There's two senseless deaths. Fat Joey and Olivia. Well, they did bring Fat Joey out for Talking Dead. I did watch a bunch of Talking Dead, so they did bring him out. That was kind of cool that they brought such a minor character out. That I liked that a lot. But the whole escape with Daryl going into, I think he was in Dwight's room. I think he took Dwight's clothes and he was getting ready to escape. And great idea with the hat, because the first thing I thought when he was changing clothes, I'm like, you better find something to put on your head, because that hair, he is recognizable. So he needed to cover himself up a little bit. He did, sat there eating the peanut butter, which was funny. You know, but he's been eating, what, dog food and sandwiches for, they don't say how long. I don't think a huge amount of time has elapsed yet. I know there's going to be hell to pay when Negan gets back and he realizes that Daryl escaped and Fat Joey's dead. We didn't see Dwight at all. So Dwight, we didn't see him at the Savior's compound. He was not with Negan. Daryl got on his own motorcycle. That was Daryl's bike that he got out and started up when him and Jesus left. So that's his bike. And Dwight had them get it for him. So Dwight may or may not have been in the compound. I didn't see who was in that little room that he walked past, that Daryl walked past. So Dwight might have been in there. I have a feeling, though, that this is going to be the start of how the comics end up taking, how Dwight takes over the Saviors for a while after Negan's defeat. I think that Negan's going to blame Dwight. We're going to see Dwight get punished again, and then Dwight is no longer going to be the scared little boy that he's afraid of Negan, but he knows that he can't do anything about it. But I think he's going to get punished for Daryl's escape, and that's where it's going to turn. And then I think that Dwight's going to become more the man that he's in the comic books. But I still don't like that guy that plays him. Let's jump back now to Olivia getting killed, which is where Rick finally comes onto the scene, and Rick and Negan begin to interact for a brief period of time. Olivia getting shot and killed was because Rosita tried to kill Negan. So he pretty much knew that Rosita was not going to be the one that would be ultimately punished for trying to kill Negan. We know this because of what happened with Glenn and Daryl. That's why A-Rat turned around and shot Olivia. She could have easily shot Carl, but if that kid got shot in the head one more time, that would have been the third major injury for that boy. And I don't think he would have came back from that one. Now we did the recap. It's time for my predictions. The one thing I did not see, I don't know if that's where it ended, but my DVR cut it off at the very, very, very end, after the previews for the mid-season premiere. Someone is looking through binoculars at Gabriel. He's standing at the watchtower next to the front gate. Now, as soon as they zoom in on Gabriel, my DVR stopped. So I don't know if there's anything else after that or not. This could be one of the Saviors, but this could also be the mystery boots that we saw. I didn't talk about the mystery boots yet. Ooh, you caught me, because I was saving it for this. I think whoever the mystery boots is the guy that was looking through the binoculars at Gabriel on the wall. Now, Mystery Boots saw Rick and Aaron at the boat. I think he followed them back to Alexandria. He saw what was happening. He saw what was going on between the Saviors and Rick's group. Whether or not he knows who the Saviors are, we'll really have to find out who this person is before we can tell that. But I think the person that was spying on Gabriel was actually Mystery Boots. From the previews, we know that Rick goes around. He talks to Ezekiel at the Kingdom to try to get the Kingdom involved in the fight. The episode ended at the hilltop, which is this is a bit of a recap and a prediction. Now, we reunite everyone. We reunite Maggie with Rick, and I don't remember if Carl was there. I think Carl was there. But we reunite Maggie with Rick and his group. We reunite Daryl with everyone else. Daryl's already at the hilltop, so Maggie, Sasha, and Enid already know that Daryl's back. But what we don't see is what happens after this reunion. We see them all walking towards the house, but then we cut from there. So we don't know what happened. They're going to go and pretty much take over from Gregory. This is where Maggie is going to insert her power and become the leader of the hilltop. That's what the big thing is. She is going to take over. Gregory will still be around. He'll still be alive, but he will not be in charge. There is a little white and black nose peeping in through the door, and it's a little taller than 6 inches off the ground. That's why I'm excited about that. Yeah, we got Daryl back. That's awesome. Yeah, the band's back together. But now big things are going to start happening. We're going to have Maggie take over the hilltop, which is what was going to start to transpire there when they're all going up to the house. Now, you're going to have Maggie in charge of the hilltop, so the hilltop's going to be in on the alliance. You're going to have Rick sweet talk Ezekiel, and Ezekiel's going to get in on the alliance. You're going to have Dwight getting fed up with Negan, and him corresponding with Rick, and Dwight's going to get in on the alliance against Negan. Maybe Mystery Boots is going to be in on this alliance. I can't think of anyone from the past that's still alive that might come back as Mystery Boots. But this could be a good, like the Wolves were completely new. So hopefully it's a completely new character just for the show so we can really run wild with it. That was a great episode. Now I don't have anything to talk about on Monday nights for like 2 months until The Walking Dead comes back on. So you don't have to listen to me talk and ramble. More ramble. You don't have to listen to me ramble about The Walking Dead for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so once a week. But I love the show. I hope you do too. So if you like this episode or any of my other episodes, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can like by giving me a thumbs up. You can subscribe by hitting that big red button down below or clicking on my floating head at the end of this video. Thank you.